What's up everyone? In this video I'm going to show you how to download and install Ubuntu on a single purpose laptop. That purpose being to only use it with your hardware wallet. Using a laptop for the only purpose of connecting to your hardware wallet is going to greatly increase your security by reducing the risk of any malware or viruses being on that laptop. So to start, you're going to need a laptop as well as a USB thumb drive where we're going to create that bootable Ubuntu USB. So head on over to the PC that you use every single day and let's launch an internet browser and head to ubuntu.com/tutorials. Accept all and visit site. Okay, so in the search bar, we're just going to search desktop. And we're looking for install Ubuntu desktop. So let's go ahead and click on this tutorial. Okay, so this is the opening page, the overview. We're just going to go ahead and skip through that. So down below here, we see that it says we also have several tutorials that explain how to create an Ubuntu DVD or USB flash drive. We're going to be doing the flash drive. So we're going to go ahead and open up that tutorial page and go ahead and find how to create a bootable USB stick on Windows and select that. Skip over to step 2 requirements. You're going to need, again, a 4 GB or larger USB stick/flash drive, Microsoft Windows XP or later, Rufus, a free and open source USB stick writing tool, an Ubuntu ISO file, and again we're downloading the LTS version, and it has a link to go ahead and download that. Let's start off with Rufus. Head on over to their website. And we're going to download Rufus 3.13. And then we're going to head on back to the requirements and get Ubuntu page so we can download the LTS version. Go ahead and click Ubuntu Desktop and the Ubuntu 20.04.1 LTS. And we're going to go ahead and download that. So this is a fairly large file, so I'm going to let that download and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, and the Ubuntu desktop file has downloaded. So let's go back to the bootable USB stick tutorial and head over to step 3. And it says to launch Rufus. So let's go ahead and launch Rufus. There she is. Insert your USB stick. So I have an HP 8 GB stick. I'm going to go ahead and put in the computer. And then Rufus will update to set the device within device field. Let's see if it did that. Yes, it did. And it's the only device I have currently in the computer. So it's the only one to select. If you had something else in the computer, it might show 2 devices. So make sure you have nothing else connected and it'll be easy to pick the correct one. Step 4, boot selection and partition scheme. Get that back up. Okay, now choose the boot selection. Choices will be non-bootable and FreeDOS. Since you are creating a bootable Ubuntu device, select FreeDOS. Okay. The default selections for partition scheme, MBR, and target system BIOS are appropriate and the only ones available. Okay. Step 5, select the Ubuntu ISO file. To select the Ubuntu ISO file you downloaded previously, click the select to the right of the boot selection. So we got the boot selection right there. Hit the select. Open up the ISO file. Select the appropriate ISO file and click open. Write the ISO. The volume label will be updated to reflect the ISO selected. Yes, it did. Leave all the parameters with their default values and click Start to initiate the write process. So it's telling me I need to download a couple files to continue the process. So let's go ahead and do that. You will then be alerted that Rufus has detected that the Ubuntu ISO is an ISO hybrid image. This means the same image file can be used as a source for both a DVD and a USB stick without requiring conversion. Keep Write in ISO image mode selected and click OK to continue. And it's just telling me all the data is going to be wiped. So make sure it is backed up if there was any data on it to begin with. This is a fresh USB stick, so I don't have to worry about that. And it's saying it should take about 10 minutes. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, and we're back. The ISO file has completed. It says ready, so we're going to go over to step 10, installation complete. When Rufus has finished writing the USB device, the status bar will be green and filled with the word ready. Yes. Select close to complete the write process. Awesome. We're going to head back over to the install Ubuntu desktop tutorial. Most computers will boot from the USB automatically. Simply insert the USB flash drive and either power on your computer or restart it. If your computer doesn't automatically boot from the USB, try holding F12 when your computer first starts. Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch computers and go over to my laptop. Okay, so after putting my USB flash drive into my laptop and restarting the computer, nothing happened. So as per instructions, I pressed the F12 key on reboot and nothing happened either. So I went back to the tutorial page and read that F12 is the most common key for bringing up your system's boot menu, but Escape, F2, and F10 are also common alternatives. So I tried all three of those. Those didn't work either. So I went online and looked up my HP laptop and how to get to the boot menu, and it turns out I have to go through the Windows settings to get to it. Every device is going to be a little bit different. Again, the end goal is to get to the boot menu and boot from that USB thumb drive. So I am going to show you how to do it using an HP laptop. You're going to want to go to the bottom left corner to the Windows icon and go to Settings. And from there, you're going to go to Update and Security. And then click the Recovery tab. And under Advanced Startup, click Restart Now. And then we're going to go to Troubleshoot, Advanced Options, UEFI Firmware Settings. And then click Restart. Now we see the startup menu. Hit F9 for the boot menu. Arrow down to USB hard drive and hit enter. So now we're booting from that flash drive. And that takes us to the Ubuntu install page. And we're not going to install yet. We're just going to try Ubuntu. Okay, and once the screen pops up, you're going to go to the bottom left corner where the 9 dots are, Show Applications. Go to Disks. And now we're going to delete each partition on the hard drive. So you're going to hit the minus button and delete. That was the first partition. We're going to go to the second one. Same deal, minus button, delete. Third partition, delete. And the last partition, minus button, and delete. Now we're going to add a partition that takes up the entire space of the hard drive, so 128 gigabytes. Hit create, and it's creating the file system. Once that's done, you can X out and click the Install Ubuntu. And we're going to select English and hit Continue. Keyboard layout, English, Continue. And we're going to do Minimal Installation and hit Continue. Erase disk and install Ubuntu. Install. Continue. And then we're going to select our location and hit Continue. And then we're going to put our name in and a password and click Continue. After that installs, go ahead and restart now. And then it's asking me to please remove the installation medium. So just take out your flash drive and hit enter. Continue boot. Once that reloads, log back in. And to finish the install, live patch, just hit next. No, don't send system info. Next. Location services, no. Hit next. And we're ready to go. Okay, now that we have Ubuntu installed, we're going to go ahead and check for updates, but first we need to connect to the internet. Unfortunately, my HP laptop doesn't have an Ethernet port, but luckily I have this Ethernet to USB adapter, so I'm just going to plug my Ethernet cable into this and plug the USB in. And in the top right corner, we're going to be able to see that we are now connected to a wired connection. Awesome. Now you can also connect to your Wi-Fi. At the top right corner, hit the down arrow and Wi-Fi not connected. So I'm going to click on that, select network, and I'm going to find my network, connect, type in my password and connect. Okay, now that you've entered your password, we can double check to make sure the Wi-Fi is connected. And it is. So now you can either use a wire connection or your Wi-Fi connection. Okay, now that we have an internet connection, let's go ahead and check for updates. To do so, go ahead and click the 9 dots in the bottom left corner, Show Applications. And right here, you're going to double click Software Updater. It's going to go ahead and tell us if we have any updates to install. And go ahead and click Install Now. It's going to prompt you for your password. Go and punch that in. Okay, now that the software updater has installed all the updates, let's go ahead and restart now. Now that you've successfully installed Ubuntu on your laptop, you can go to your hardware wallet vendor's website and follow their instructions for setup without worrying about malware on your laptop. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.